Just keep your eyes closed. Just remember one point we discussed last time. In your being, who you are, there is no waiting. You can't wait to be. Because even to wait, you must be already there. To wait for some time. Waiting is a job. Being is not. Who you are is instantaneous, immediate. You can wait to a listener, to listen and then to invoke the listener. You can wait to see the eyes open or closing. But you can't wait to be conscious. Seeing is a job you do with your eyes. You can choose to wait to see by closing your eyes. You can choose to wait not to see by opening your eyes. But you can't choose to be conscious. You can't choose to wait to be conscious. Seeing is a job, listening, tasting. To taste, you must go to the place where the food is available. To touch something, you must go to the place where that object is available. To smell, to taste, to see the mountains. Go to the place where it is there. But to be conscious, where shall we travel? To be conscious of an object, you have to go to the place where the object is. Even to be conscious of your old age, you have to wait for your body to grow old. To be conscious of your youth, you must wait for your body to grow young. And once the youth has passed, no more you are 20-year-old, you can't return to the 20th year again. In consciousness, there is no waiting, no return, no fast forward. You don't wait to be conscious. Your being who you are is instantaneous. Immortality is here and now. You can wait for your body to live little longer or to die at one time. But you can't wait to be immortal. mortal. You can wait for a sensation. You can wait for the happiness. You are the happiness, the bliss. You can wait for a thought, an emotion. There's no waiting to be conscious. See the instantaneous, immediate nature of the being. That is why there is no practice, no action which can create the self that you are, or can dismiss it. Your being who you are is independent of every perception, action, thought, emotion. And you are not the only one. Everything, every being is already blessed. To be the self, awareness, consciousness. There is no waiting time, no place to be covered, no distance to be covered, no place to be reached, no time to wait for, being who you are. Yatra yatra mano yati, tatra tatra samadhi. Wherever thoughts move, there itself is samadhi, your being. Thoughts move, float, disappear in consciousness. Wherever your body is, there you are. But wherever you are, which is everywhere, your body cannot be everywhere. That is why love and respect the limitation of your body. Love and respect and use the limitation of your senses, your mind. It's like air is everywhere. Air, the element, is everywhere. But that which goes to your system by breathing sustains you. Food may be everywhere, but that which is in my stomach sustains the body. Elements can be everywhere, but the body is our instrument. A great blessing. There are a million perceptions, and the perceptions which becomes a thought in me is useful for me. And they have their limitation. just like the body is born to die, created to disintegrate it. Perceptions begin to end. Thoughts appear to disappear, all in the space of consciousness. But there is no beginning, no end, no appearance, no disappearance. There is no waiting time. What a blessing. Who you are is a blessing. A limitless existence, and happy expanse, where there is no hint of anything other than itself. Being that all the time, live with your changing, growing body, ever-changing universe, aging senses, changing thoughts. You don't need to say I to be who you are. A name is not needed. A thought not needed. To be who you already are. Shiva, Shiva. The meaning of the word I, the meaning of the word Shiva, auspiciousness, deathless expanse. Anything that already exists doesn't depend upon a name, doesn't wait to be named to exist. All that is existing doesn't wait for a name in order to exist. Creation, including you, is already a nameless existence. Is it necessary to name the reality as Brahman, consciousness, God, reality? Then wait for that thought to come. It's like, is it necessary to name the space, to exist in space? Name an object for the object to be. Just be that. no waiting in being yourself. There is nobody to wait for. You don't need to say, I am waiting to know myself. This I who is waiting is a false entity. The meaning of the word I doesn't depend upon the word I to exist as a way. The meaning of the word rose, the flower, doesn't depend upon the name rose to exist. See that, friends, how nameless, formless expanse we all are. So be the self. Thereafter, seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, talking, moving, thinking. You are always yourself, wherever you are. See that. The meaning of the word I is the same for all of us, wherever we are, irrespective of caste, creed, sex, race, nationality, religions, faiths of any kind. The meaning of the word I is universal, the same. Nameless. Whereas if I say the village, the meaning will be different. For you, your village, my village, your city, my city, your country, my country. Even the word body, the word shall invoke your body to you, my body to me. Thoughts, emotions, your thoughts, my thoughts. Whereas when you say the word I, there's no your I, my I. It's so beautiful. See that universal, all-pervasive identity, a sense of being without any waiting. Waking in the morning, you can wait for a midday, wait for the afternoon, wait for a lunch, going to go to a place, wait to plan. You can wait to be conscious. The moment you wake up, you are already there. You're waiting to go to a school, your workplace, market, visit a friend, have a bath, go for a walk. But you are not waiting to be who you are. In you the waiting begins. But there is no waiting for you. One who is waiting is the I thought. I want to go there, I want to do this. I don't want to go, I don't want to do this. I want to be alive. I don't want to die. I want this food, I don't want this food. It's a conversation of the I. The sense of waiting belongs to the I. Therefore, if you are waiting to be yourself, understand you are with an I thought. Without the sense of I, the individuality, there is no sense in waiting. In being yourself, there is no waiting. In deep sleep, in total ignorance, there is no waiting. Understand, see that. There is no waiting for a God, no waiting for enlightenment, no waiting for happiness. There is no waiting for misery, pain, anxiety. There's no waiting for anything. Understand? Waiting brings you misery. Being is absolute bliss. Pain comes when you say, I can't wait to be with my friend, or I can't wait to be in a particular place. I can't wait for a particular food. Makes you miserable. You can't say, I can't wait to be myself. There's no separation for union. Waiting to be yourself, but there is no waiting to move, to run away from yourself. People can say, I can't wait to get out of this place, or I can't wait to be in that place. Both statements are wrong. See your thinking and just the being who you are. No thoughts needed, no speech needed, no books needed, no guru needed. No instructions, no actions, nothing needed. be who you are. See these things very clearly, please. I've been listening for such a long time. It's so nice you're sharing these thoughts. Just see for yourself these things. Okay, now please see this very nicely. You know, when you are growing up in life, please, when you are growing up in life, you are waiting to be young. It's a whole arrangement you see. You're waiting to go to a school, waiting to go to a college, waiting to be educated, waiting to have a job, waiting to fall in love, to get married, waiting to go around, waiting. Nobody teaches us being. Of course, no child, as you are growing up, will ever understand the meaning of the word being. Because you still don't have an individuality to be or not to be. So, the individuality, the growth of the man is an important aspect of life. And this I, who builds up the dream, I'm waiting to be passing from my college. I went to go to university. I can't wait to get married. I can't wait to go around the world. Fine. So why do all these things? I can't wait to be happy. It's true. You can't wait to be happy because you are the happiness. You can't wait. The sense of being is so beautiful. Your sense of being is so beautiful. The easiest thing to be, okay? The easiest. Because waiting for a bus is painful. Waiting for anything is painful. Waiting for the rain, ayyo. Waiting for some happy moment to come, ayyo. Even waiting for a disease, frightening. Any type of waiting is frightening because in a waiting there is a possibility of frustration. Waiting to be rich, you may not be. Waiting to fall in love with somebody, may not happen. Waiting to go around the world, you may not. Waiting to be enlightened, you will be miserable. Are you getting that point, please? So take away that little phrase from your life, that waiting. So, if the teacher makes you to wait, so this is the practice, you do it, in time you will get it. See? In time you will get it. Waiting to be enlightened, most frustrating thing. Waiting to have a disease is not frustrating. But waiting to have good health is very frustrating. Because nobody waits for a disease. That's why it's not frustrating. Nobody waits for disease. Do you wait for ignorance? But people wait for enlightenment as though something to happen in time. who you are. That is why in Tattva classes, in fact, everybody should have only one text, the beginner's text, once. Must go through it, complete. Once, twice, thrice, doesn't matter. Thereafter, which book you take, whatever one you like. Because thereafter, a total revelry. Because there you still shows you every part of it, who you are, what you have, everything very, very clear. And never identify with what you have to be who you are. There was a child. He was crazy. The moment he sees a sandwich, he will run for his life. You show him a sandwich, he will run for his life. The mother did not know what to do. So he took him to a mind professional. And then the person told him, maybe you do one thing. You take him home and show him how the sandwich is made from the beginning to the end. Then perhaps his fear will go. The lady was very smart. She returned home, and the child, then next morning, he said, baby, can you have some breakfast today? He said, yes. So he brings a bread. Does this frighten you? No. No fear. Then he brings little butter. Does the butter frightens you? No, love it, yummy, I love it. Then he brings some lettuce. Do you love this lettuce? So nice, very crunchy, I love it. Green lettuce, then red tomatoes. Do you love this? Oh, I love tomatoes. But there's a piece of cheese. You like cheese? I love cheese. Put it there. And then, this is another piece of bread. He said, yes. Are you afraid of it? No. Are you afraid of bread? No. Butter? No. Cheese? No. Lettuce? No. Mustard? No. Tomatoes? No. And he puts the other bread and puts it out. Sandwich! The child has a fear for this sandwich. Every part of it is no problem. But together you put it, somehow he has developed a fear. We are all like that baby. Consciousness, no problem. Thought by itself, no problem. I thought by itself, no problem. Object, car, house by itself, no problem. Body by itself, no problem. Thought by itself, no problem. Together, that is why the Tattva book. The Tattva books completely dismantles the whole thing. Completely dismantle the whole thing. Everything as it is, then push it back together. And in that, you don't lose sight of yourself. If you have not done it once, in the first book, in the first class, thereafter you can go to Brahma Sutras and the Siddhi Granthas and the Upanishads and the Vedas and any type of thing you like, don't worry. The miserable fellow will go waiting for enlightenment. Do you understand that point? Do you see that? In your being, there is no waiting. It's like a mantra. Please take up. In your being, there is no waiting. To wait, there must be somebody. To be, I want to be or I already am. Fix it. Please fix it. Don't miss it. I want to be, or in that I want to be, I am already there. Before I want, I am. Are you getting that point? Don't lose yourself in grammar, because your mind can very well play, oh, these are all grammar, play on words. No. Understand? See the meaning. Before even I say I want, first I must be before I want. Before the want comes, I am there. Okay, want, what? Car, I understand. House, I understand. Good health, I understand. I want to be happy, to be myself? No, that's not right. That is why. When you are yourself who you are, thereafter, Pashyan Shunwan, read the verses. Amazing line. Such a person, Namukti karikam dhatte nishanka yuktamanasah Pashyan Shunwan Sprusan Jigran Asnan Aste Yathasukam. Such a person who thus knows himself, Mukti karikam na dhatte, that language you must see it very, very clearly. It is out of the universe. It can take the wind out of the cell for billions of people, because billions of people are programmed, conditioned to believe that they must do something to be free. They must do something to be happy. They must do something to be enlightened. That language, na mukti karikam dhatte. Mukti karika means practice for liberation. Karika means practices, actions. There is no practice, action for liberation. Liberation is not the product of an activity. Happiness is not the product of activity. This is the most frightening statement, because every individual from the childhood is engaged in doing something to become something. Run to run, learn swimming to swim, study well to get a job to get money, have the money to have things. Just do. So when somebody says just to be, how you? It's like the child who is running around, ask him to be sitting quietly 1 minute. Restless. Please see that face, please see that. How like a babies, all of us, 15, 20, 30, 50, 70, 90-year-old babies. The person is continuously running until the end of his life. When will you grasp? When will you grasp to be the eye of this cyclone? Absolutely restful, yet tremendously active. Nobody denies you the privilege of activity. Learn how to act. Nobody must deny you the privilege to be alive in this world. You must know how to live. If you are existing, living, being because of the physical body, you shall feel frightened, threatened every moment if the body is disintegrating. No practices can be kept up for the longest time to come. You can see the people yoga people. Yoga means what? Physical activity. When I say yoga, means don't say I am yoga. Yesterday, that Pillai, that top world-class football player, going through kidney operation. At one time, he was the healthiest. The top tennis players, don't name it, His name is not because of personal thing, but just think it, the top tennis players, the top yoga players. When they're 50, 60, 70, finish. When you are 25, 30, you show off your body because you think it's very, very nice, right? Okay, show it up when you are 50, then we shall know. Show it up when you are 75, then we will know. Very trim body, when you are 15, 20, 30, becomes massive by the time you are 70, 75. What happened to the practices? Gone. Listen, please. And if you become so stuck on that I am looking at my thought, and still I have not been able to do it. Again, another activity. How can you act? Listen, how can you move to be mobile? How can you make yourself restless to be restful? How do you do something to be? Because long before you do, first you are. Do you understand that? Do you see that? Which is the beginning? To do or to be? What comes first? Your sense of being or your sense of doing? Your sense of being or your sense of thinking? Please. Your sense of being is equivalent to being the happiness, being the love, being the freedom, call it enlightenment, call it recognition, realization, whatever you like. That is why you cannot say, hey, go and clean that garden. No, I am meditating, I am being. Huh? To be yourself, you don't have to stop your activities. Go work in the field. Run. Climb. Do whatever is to be done in life, because that does not prevent you from being yourself. Listen, please. That is why meditation is not a job, it's not a practice separate from the other things of life. What are you doing these days? Meditating. What nonsense. What are you doing? I'm just being myself. So what about your food? Others must provide. For what? Nobody has done it. How Krishna has told in Bhagavad Gita, Partha nasti me kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. Nana vaptam aptavyam vartaivecha karma. Hey Arjuna, there is nothing for me to do in this universe. There is no such thing which I have not yet gained. Meaning, being the self, I am already happy, already contented, already immortal, all pervasive. There is nothing for me to do in order to be happy, to be enlightened, or do something. There is nothing for me to do in order to be happy, to be free, to be the love, to be the fulfillment. Yet, vartaivacha karma, I continue to act. Why? To keep the body alive, to live in this world. And if you don't do this, yadi aham na varteyam jatu karmanya tandrita mama vartman vartante manusya path sarva. Say Arjuna, everybody shall look at me and shall think, Krishna is wise, he is not acting. So by not acting, I should be wise. No. If the ignorant man works 20 hours, this person should have 24 hours. Because at no time inactivity and wisdom must be associated. Because even when you are active, you are not active. Even when you are, say that, Pasyan, Sunvan, Sprusan, Jignan, Aslanayate Yatha Sukham. Even while seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, eating, thinking, playing, doing everything in life, Yatha Sukham Aste, effortlessly the person abides in himself. Abiding in the self is not an activity. You understand? Please. Therefore, don't say, suppose somebody tells you, morning 1 hour I want to be just myself. It does not mean next 23 hours I don't want to be myself. It's not like that. In the beginning, if you want to do that, it's fine, because as long as you are not dependent upon it, in case you can't sit down for 1 hour, that does not mean you have lost sight of yourself. No. Please see that, friends, okay? It is so beautiful. Don't spoil it. You understand? It is so beautiful, so easy. You're being who you are. Read the next verses, okay? Vastusravanamatrena Shuddha buddhir nirakulaha Naivacharamanacharam Audasyam va prapasyati Yada yad kartumayati Tada tat kurute rujuhu Shubham vapya shubham vapi Tasya chesta hi valavat Vastusravanamatrena Shuddha buddhir nirakulaha Naivacharamanacharam Audasyam va prapasyati Yada yad kartumayati Tada tat kurute rujuhu Shubham vapya shubham vapi Tasya chesta hi valavat. Amazing verses. You understand? Please look at yourself. Are you complicating your life, or you are very simple and beautiful? Please know, nobody complicates your life as you complicate it. Other day somebody told very nicely, a very simple person, he gave a nice statement. He says, when the life is throwing so many different types of changes around, why is it that a person creates his personal earthquake, his personal cyclone, his personal tsunami, his personal complications? Are you getting that point, please? Should somebody do that? Every moment, as in the days are passing, now it is summer, you have to face it. Winter, you have to manage it. Cold, you have to manage it. Rain, you have to manage it. Physical body, growing, changing, aging, sometimes disease, you have to manage it. Added to that, should you create problem for others and problem for yourself? These are all natural. Are you getting that point? This is natural. How do I create my problem? Listen. I don't cause my aging, but to identify and say I am aged is the problem. That is the complication. Thoughts are changing, natural. I don't like these thoughts continuously changing. You are creating your personal cyclone. Who are you, listen carefully, who are you to say that these thoughts should come or should not come? That is because somebody has put that idea into our head that, thoughts are agitation, thoughts are a distraction, perception is a distraction, sensation is a distraction, living is a curse, die in order to be released. What a idea. That somebody has suggested this idea, has given this idea, is very nice because that's what they thought is right, they gave it to me. But after some time, we should think it out for ourselves. And the first thing, as I told you, long before I complain about something, first I must know who I am. Long before I engage myself in activity, first let me see who I am. We always say, don't put the cart before the horse. Why are you putting activities before you? Why are you putting the knowledge before you? Why are you putting anything before you? As simple as that. First you. But if you say, I first, somebody shall say, being very selfish. It's not that I am putting my I first. I am putting your I also first. Because your I, my I, our sense of being is uncompromisingly universal. You understand this? Where from comes this love, this compassion, this intensity, this yearning to share with anybody and everybody? Because it doesn't matter your caste, creed, sex, race, faith, religion, what you did, what you did not do, what you learned, what you did not learn. None of these things comes first. Who you are is independent of everything, whether you like it or not. It's like the space lying hidden in everything. Inside a wall, outside a wall. In the mountain, anywhere, wherever, it is always there and unaffected by everything. The silence, content of every sound. Sound has a beginning. And you are lost in the sounds of many kinds. Silence. Then you are searching for silence in the sound. The sound began in silence, then we search for silence in the sound. Your sense of being, in which doing, thinking, every type of doing started. But in that doing, in that action, I am looking for myself. You understand? That is why Vastu Shravana Matrena Shuddha Buddhi Nirakula. Vastu Shravana Matrena, Vastu, Atma Vastu, Shravana Matrena, by listening to the truth. Vastu in Sanskrit means object also, but Vastu means Atma Vastu. That the reality. The only one thing in this universe is Atma, the self, yourself, the I, the consciousness. Somewhere in Atma Bodha it comes. Vastu Siddhi, and Atma Bodha, Vivekchudamani it comes. Vastu Siddhi Vicharena Nakinchit Karma Koti Vihi. Vastu Siddhi Vicharena. By Vichara, by inquiring, investigating into nature, Vastu, you recognize yourself. Natu Karma Koti Vihi, not by thousands of actions, seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, doing this, doing that. Any type of action. Knowing, you must. Vastu Siddhi Vichara. Vichara means, again, I remember that word. Long back I told you. Vichara. Vichara means what? Vichara. Investigation, Atma Vichara. Enquiry, self-enquiry. No. Vichara means, that word has got the meaning. Viparita Chara. Vichara. Viparita Chara. Chara means to move. Okay? The Chara, that the word Chara means move. Viparita Chara. You moving in opposite direction. Because at this moment when I say, I am the rich, riches there. I am the body, body is here. I am senses, sense organ is here. I am the thought, thought is there. Okay? So I take all these things to myself. Vichara. Now vichara means viparita chara. Start journey in opposite direction. Riches? No. Body? No. Senses? No. Thoughts? No. I thought? No. When I say I thought? No. Suppose you then shut up. I thought? No. Then who is asking? Don't be literal. You understand? You understand? It. Inside you, how many people are talking? Why am I so desperate? Why is it so difficult to catch yourself? Huh? Who is bothering you? Who is talking inside you? take it. As they say, take the bull by the horn. Just see that the moment a thought comes, I don't like it, who is this I? And to be conscious, do you need the I thought? And therefore, doesn't matter what thought comes. I thought comes or any thought comes. After you listen, Nataka Deepa, the lamp on the roadside, the lamp in the dancing hall, illumines every activity, doesn't cause any activity. Are you being that? The light of consciousness illumines every thought, doesn't cause any thought. Illumines every change and activity of the body and the universe, doesn't cause anything whatsoever. So be very vichara. Vastu siddhi vichara. So this vastu, Sravana matrena, by listening, the person who is prepared, Shuddha Buddhi Nirakula, immediately runs out of total anxiety. No akula. Feels up, yes. It's like searching for this little gadget in your hand and you're searching for it. Where is this, where is this, where is this? When somebody says in your hand, how long it takes to know? No, first I hear that this object is in my hand, then I have to contemplate, manana, then I must do meditation. What? What is this? You ask yourself, your sense of being, does it take time just to be? How long you should take? Now, by habit, the I thought will be sitting down there and say, okay, I'm looking at it to know how long it takes. Wonderful, wonderful. How brilliant. That gadhe, do you understand? That kalde, donkey. Okay. What are you doing? I'm looking how long it takes for the thoughts to quieten down. So you are busy in quietening down the thought, huh? Who is this I suddenly taking over the holy role? It's the holy rollers. Passing judgment on himself, passing judgment on everybody. Sense of being gone. Simplest thing becomes the most complicated for the complicated mind. That is why jokes are so smart, because it literally challenges your thinking. Remember that small story as a child told me? When I was in Pondicherry in somebody's house, that child comes out and tells, Swamiji, can you do something? What is that? What do you want me to do? Can you jump higher than this house? I said, of course not. Child, 4th standard fellow, comes and can you do whatever I say? I say, what is that? First tell. Can you jump higher than this house? I said, of course I cannot. Why, you can jump, huh? He said, yes. I knew there must be some trick in that. I said, all right, jump. The fellow jumped like a baby, Good. I said, all right. So, is it higher than the house? But the house cannot jump. So, even the little footstep is higher than the house, but the house cannot jump. There is nothing greater than the truth. Why? Because there is nothing other than the truth. You cannot do anything there. Why? It has no limbs. Achakshu, apani padoyam achintya sakti, no hands and legs, incomprehensible power. Sunomi akarnaha, no ears, listens. Pashyami achakshu, no eyes, conscious. Your sense of being doesn't depend on anything. Yet, your sense of activity depends on your body and senses. Therefore, don't neglect your body. Don't neglect your senses. Don't neglect this universe. Who are we to neglect? If we neglect, we are neglected. call it God, call it creation, call it power, call it anything you like. Call it the force, whatever you like. Too smart. If you don't feed your body, the universe doesn't suffer, you suffer. In the local world, in local society, what happens? Suppose you give a rent, you give your house for a rent. Who is in trouble? Once you rent your house, you are in trouble. If the fellow doesn't give the rent, you don't know what to do. Whereas this apartment, this house which is rented to us, it's all rented. If you say it is yours, you are punishable by death. If you say it is yours, it is you shall be punishable by death, because this house will be automatically taken away. And if you don't give the rent 4 times a day, you have to give to enjoy this residence, you have to give rent 4 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, snack and dinner. 4 times you have to feed it. And if you don't give this rent, call the force, call the God, call the truth, call the universe, that doesn't suffer. You only go through suffering. If you don't know how to maintain your mind, the interior, you are in trouble. Not the force, not the God, not the creation. Here, you have been totally lost in what you found yourself with, and not who you are. First you are, then everything else came to you in your life. You are there to pick up a role. You are not picked up. Do you see? Can you afford to be miserable? Can you afford to suffer? Can you afford to be restless, agitated? Be happily restless, happily agitated, happily active, happily live and happily die with the body. Why? The whole thing is happiness, immortality. What is the question of being miserable? It's not some type of positive thinking. This is the ultimate dimension. You cannot compromise with that. So the person, that is why we need that type of mind. Shuddha Buddhi. Shuddha Buddhi means a person, the mind which is not clouded. Crowded, not clouded. Crowded, no problem, but clouded is a problem. Suppose you have many thoughts, no problem. You are intelligent, lot of information. But let it not be clouded. Let it not cover it. You know everything as it is. Remember the child's sandwich. Everything as it is. See yourself. And such a person, naiva achara, anacharam, audasyama prapasyati. There is no, for this person, no achara. This is what should be done, this is a good conduct. Anachara, that this should not be done. Audasyam, total inactivity, indifference. None of these things matter. Everything as it is, beautiful. Yada yat kartumayati, tada tat kurute rujuhu. Yada yat kartumayati. He has no sense of right, wrong, good, bad, none of these things. Not in a perverted sense of the term. Because, listen carefully friends, observe your own life, you shall know. Other day I was writing something, I'll share with you. Ask yourself, is it not true? Please remember this line and think over it. I never thought this will happen to me. Just take that line, okay? Just take that line, please. I never thought this will happen to me. A simple statement. I never thought that this will come to me or this will happen to me. From your childhood, you think of it. Did you know? Did you ever think that you are going to go to a particular school? Did you ever think that you shall pass your 10th standard or 12th standard? Did you think this is the teacher you shall study with? Did you think you'll go to college? Did you think you'll go to university? Did you think you shall get a job in this particular company? Did you think this is how you'll marry? Did you think this is how you'll divorce? Did you think this will have your children? Did you think you'll meet with an accident? Did you think you'll have 100 million rupees or 100 billion? Did you think any of these things in life? I never thought I'll have cancer. Does anybody think? I never thought I'll meet with an accident. Does anybody think? Do you understand? I never thought this memories will come. I never thought this will happen to my body. Who are you? That is why the person when he understands himself, yada yat kartumayati, as it comes in life, the person is facing it. Good or bad, right or wrong, only you shall decide, only you shall know from your motives. Outsiders cannot. Think, you did not get a ticket in the plane. How do you feel? Oh, I was so desperate to go in that plane, I could not. Another person was very proud, comes and last moment comes, gets the ticket and goes away. He is a frequent flyer and gets and goes away. The plane crashes. What happens? What do you feel? Oh, it's good that I never got a ticket, that I'm an idiot, nobody cares for me, nobody gives me favor. Appa. The other fellow, by chance he is the one survives with a lot of wound, each in case. They just make the story. Suppose the fellow survives the plane crash, what shall he say? What was that show, being very important and frequent flyer and knowing the president of the company? Had I not known him, I would have been on the road, alive, because I would not have got this ticket, right or wrong. Blessing or curse? When you feel, listen carefully, when you are blessed, when you know yourself, when you are blessed, everything from your life, from the beginning to until now, everything is a blessing, because whatever I went through, it helped me to be myself. Did I know whom I shall meet? Did I know what shall I go through? Did I know what classes I will go through? Did I know where shall I go? Did I know whom shall I meet? Each person you think for yourself. But everything is a blessing. Why? Because I am happy with myself. And if you are miserable with yourself, everything is a curse. I don't know, the whole life is a curse. I should not have been born. Why? Because you are so frustrated, you think you should not have been born. But you are so happy, so blessed, then what do you say? 1,000 more lives also doesn't matter, but in every life this knowledge should be there. Important. That is why such a person, achara, anachara, good, bad, nothing. Yadayat kartumayati tat kurute rujuhu. Straightforward. Whatever comes in life, somebody says, I am a good man. Yes, you are a good man. Until he proves otherwise. You believe everybody. You do everything. Why? It's nice. It's absolute. It's Brahman. Oh, I am a criminal. You are not. You are Brahman. You are the truth. Even if the fellow condemns himself, you don't condemn them. Your vision is something else. Who you are is so beautiful. And who everybody is so beautiful. Even if the fellow says, I am stupid, I am a rascal, I am a rogue. No. You are Brahman, you are the absolute, you are the truth, you are God, you are divine, you are immortal. How can I be like that? Even if you don't want, you are like that. Let us sit down and talk. Whereas the person who is miserable, if somebody says, I am happy, how can you say you are happy? Too proud, stupid. The person says he is happy. You can't take it. You must make him miserable. Because you are an unhappy person. Your unhappiness is greater because the other person is happy. With unhappy people, both are happy because both are unhappy. So you want to pull down the happy person so that you become happier in unhappiness. How miserable. Never acharam, anacharam. No, idarth shubham va asubham va api. Whether it's shubham, asubham. From other person's standpoint, auspicious, inauspicious activity. Appropriate, inappropriate. To be done, not to be done. Whatever is done. Tasya cheshtahi valavat. Like a baby he moves. He never thinks it's right or wrong. He just does. Why? It is to be done on the moment it is to be done. Therefore he does. How? So what is the difference between a child and that wise person? The child, when he does it, helplessly innocent, waiting to get into trouble. The wise person who does it, helplessly innocent and helplessly out of trouble all the time. Because nobody can put him into trouble. Are you getting that point, please? Listen carefully. Always happy with himself. Therefore, certain actions are done. You believes everybody. Where some problem comes up, yes, how does it matter? There is no such thing which you cannot handle in life. Why? Please, it is not a matter of discourse. It is not something to be proved, nothing to be talked about, but something to be. Talking is tiring. Argument is tiring. Justifying is tiring. Not justifying is tiring. Only one thing is so beautiful, is your being. Just be. Talk. If needed, talk. If not needed, who wants to talk? Everything is tiring. Even your practices, good, bad, tiring. Indulgence is good or denial is good. Overeating is good or never eating is good. Being rich is good or being poor is good. Pushing somebody is good or simply standing is good. Simply standing is better. House is on fire. Simply standing, everybody will say you are stupid. Push yourself and everybody into activity. So, somebody standing in the road, you push. What? Why are you pushing? And by itself, no action. Please understand. What people will say? Oh, Krishna is a belligerent person. He is a warmongerer. He engaged people he forced Pandavas to be in the battle and kill everyone. What you see is a battle. What you see is killing. What you see is doing. These are all situations of life. For whom he is not an ordinary person, he is a prince, he is the king of the kingdom. If the king doesn't defend, the whole kingdom will be affected. Battle is not a pleasure there. Understand? It's like this. Fighting cancer inside you, a virus inside you which completely disables you. You kill it out. Why? So that body is kept healthy. Body politic of a society is kept healthy. Why? Because certain virus is killing it out. So, killing is right or wrong? Helping is right or wrong? Feeding is right or wrong? Please see that. Don't sit down with one, statement as final. Feeding the poor is good. You feed the fellow. You say, how many reports are coming every day? The mother and child, both are professors. Going in the train in the Madras, 3 days back, 4 days, some 5-6 days back, with a lady, they met a lady who appeared to be very homeless and helpless. They took pity on her and put her in their own house. After 4 days, when the daughter is coming back home, he sees mother is died, money is taken, everything is stolen, the lady is disappeared. So feeding is good or bad? Helping is good or bad? Just think. Then what shall I say? Don't help the strangers. So only known people will help. Huh? So if the stranger is lying dead there, don't. He is stranger. Go. No statement is final. Think. Ultimately resolve it in yourself as to who you are. Thereafter, you shall decide. Sometimes helping is beautiful, sometimes not helping is also beautiful. Sometimes being angry is right, sometimes being not angry also is right. Yada yat kartum ayati. Look at that. Yada yat kartum ayati. Because he is not there. That is why there is no motive behind the action. If I do this, everybody will say I am a good boy. If I don't do this, everybody will say do like that. And no. That is not the consideration. I am being with myself. I am myself. I help everybody to be themselves. Listen, I am myself. I am who I am. I want to help everybody to be who they are. If the person feels condemned because he is doing something right or wrong, proud because he is doing something right, I just say, no, you are not to be proud. You condemning yourself that I am doing something wrong? No, you cannot do that. You are yourself. See the beauty? You always put the person back onto themselves. This is what Shastra is. Upanishads are, Vedas are. What? They don't make you a Hindu. They don't make you a religious fellow. They don't make you a fire worshipper. They don't make you an upasaka. They do this upasana, that upasana. This practice, that practice. Vegetarian, non-vegetarian. That is why most people in the world will say, is Vedas, Upanishads, Vedanta Shastra is a permissive stuff. Because there is no fixed do's and don'ts. If you are condemning yourself, it takes you beyond condemnation. You are condoning yourself, it shall take you beyond condoning yourself. As to be yourself. Understand that language. Yada yat kartumaya subhamba asubhamba. From the eyes of the other person, it may look auspicious or inauspicious. From his standpoint, there is nothing. Helping somebody is no great punyam. Not helping somebody is not a papa. Depends. Sitting down for meditation is no being with yourself. Not sitting down in meditation does not mean you are not with yourself. Seeing or tasting or touching something is not a distraction. Neither seeing or tasting or touching is meditation. No. Your being who you are is totally independent of the activities that happens through you. Please tell me, which one is good? The rain or the summer? Cold or the heat? Drought or the flood? Just think. Feeding somebody or starving somebody? Before you observe, you become so beautiful. You are with yourself. Then move on in life. Helping everybody to be themselves who they are. Not to make them followers of the truth, but the truth itself. not make somebody a follower of a god or a religion or a tradition, but make themselves the god, the truth, the religion, the absolute. Each person must know himself. So chesta, that's a chestai balavat, like a child he moves, like a breeze, vayuvat charit, like a vayu, like the air. The air flows everywhere, but doesn't get stuck in any place. Like the water. Jale jalam, taile tailam. With the water it's water, with the oil in the oil. Mixes, merges with everybody, anytime, any place, in any condition. Okay, just next read that. That is why he says, come further. Swatantriya sukhamapnoti Swatantriyat lavate param Swatantriyat nirvrutim gachet Swatantriyat paramam padam. Okay, next one. Akartutvam swatmano manyate yada tadakshina bhavantiva samasta chitta vrittayah. Okay, just read that again. Swatantriyat sukhamapnoti Swatantriyat lavate param Swatantriyat nivrutim gachet Swatantriyat paramam padam. See that beautiful Swatantra. There is two things, Swatantra, Paratantra. The two words are there. Swatantra, Swatantra se bhava Swatantriya, freedom. Swatantra means Swatantra, the person who is independent, free, unrestricted, unobstructed, being with himself. Swatantra. The real freedom, listen carefully, and Paratantra means when you are dependent on somebody. Listen carefully. It's so sweet. Very, very simple, very, very sweet, okay? You take it, you think for yourself. It's so easy, so easy, so easy. Swatantra. What is this average person thinks? What is average person's concept of Swatantrata? Freedom. Wherever I want to go, I must go. Whatever I want to speak, I must speak. I am free to, free to act, free to speak, free to smoke, free to drink. I am free to do whatever I want to do. Is it really Swatantra? If you are not allowed to go wherever you want to go, you are finished. That means for your freedom, conditions apply. Are you getting that? For your freedom, conditions apply. I am free. I should be able to do whatever I want to do. Whatever I want to speak, I should. No, you cannot speak this. See? They are controlling my speech. If you feel controlled by somebody, you are not a free person. When do you feel controlled? If your freedom has a definition. Freedom means to speak whatever I want to speak. Somebody shall say, no, you cannot speak. So you feel controlled. But suppose for me, freedom means to speak as well as not to speak. To him, what shall you do? What shall you do? Are you getting that point, please? Freedom means, for me, freedom is to speak as well as not to speak. No, you are not allowed to speak. That's what I want. Oh, you can speak. That's also I wanted. But suppose a person, freedom means only to speak, not allowed to speak. Freedom to, I am free to smoke. You are not free to smoke. You are bound to smoking. Because if you are not allowed to smoke, your body, ooh, your mind, so quietly do something somewhere, right? You are not free. I am free to drink. I am free to act. No, listen carefully. So you are paratantra. Paratantra, you are dependent. If you are free, you are free to act means if you can do these actions only you are free. If you are not allowed to do these actions, you are not free. So are you swatantra or paratantra? Are you independent or dependent? Only if I have money, I will be free. So you are free or bound? When you renounce everything, that is freedom. So money, so the wealth is binding you, right? You understand the point. Listen, beautiful. So all the time we said, oh, I am an independent person. I don't depend on my father, I depend on my mother, I depend on anybody, I have my own bank balance. So that bank balance, are you dependent or independent of the bank balance? Listen carefully. Everything you have got, listen carefully, everything you have got, suddenly your body falls sick. Are you enjoying your independence anymore? You have all the riches, you cannot go travel to places, you cannot eat food, you cannot do anything. Are you enjoying the freedom? Why? The body has restricted my movement. Previously, the government restricted, I was miserable. My father restricted, I was miserable. My religion restricted, I was miserable. My tradition restricted, I was miserable. Now my body is restricted. I am miserable. Long before the body restricts you, suppose your thoughts restrict you. My God, thoughts restrict 99.9% people. Not only I am supposed to do or not to do, the others are also not supposed to do or not to do. Not only you should not smoke, but anybody else is smoking also must be killed. Wonderful. This is where comes hardcore terrorists, fundamentalists, reside. Not only I should, are you getting that? Not only I should not, drink or I should not smoke, I should not eat, but also nobody must drink, nobody must smoke, nobody must do all these things. I should not listen to music, nobody must listen to the music. I don't put on these clothes, nobody must put on this cloth. You understand? So are you swatantra, are you free or a paratantra? You are dependent on certain thoughts and values, certain conditions. Listen friends, listen. Previously you complained about your father, your mother, your society, your religions, your gods, your traditions. Now you are complaining about your body. Can't move. Now you are complaining about your thoughts. Can't move. Then you get tired of yourself. Why am I like this? You enjoyed your, are you getting that? You enjoyed your being free. Do whatever I want to do. Then you could not do, feel frustrated. Then you say, why am I like this? You are tired of yourself. You are dependent upon that I to be in a particular way. So subtle. That is why when your roles change, either you are intolerant or you are craving to hold on to it. You are intolerant to drop it or craving to hold on to it. That is not Swatantra. When the I thought is not there. My sense of being who I am, that is the Swatantra. There is nothing other than the self. Are you getting that? Not only I am that, but also everybody is the same way. Suddenly in your own freedom, you discover the freedom of the universe. In your own happiness, in your own love, in your own fulfillment, in your own divinity, in your own immortality, in your own satisfaction, contentment, you discover the universal contentment, universal freedom, universal divinity, universal. I am not, no more you are a special one, specially condemned or specially elevated. Everybody is beautiful, and therefore your acceptance of yourself is complete with all your limitations, and therefore your acceptance of everybody is complete with all their limitations. You don't expect anything to change. In a sense, if somebody is willing to change, fantastic. Not willing to change, all right, let him grow up. Let him grow up in life. You understand? That is why the Upanishad will say, Etagam havavana tapati kimagam sadhuna garavam kimaham papam agaravam iti. There are two things which usually torment people. Kim sadhum na karavan. What is that? Something good and noble I did not do. Kim papam akaravam iti. What is that? Something which was bad I did. These are the two things which alternately torment people. The wise man, there is no such tormentation. What is that good I did not do? What is that bad I did? No. Because doer itself is not there. Who will understand? The doership itself is not there. While giving I don't give. While helping I don't help. While teaching I don't teach. While speaking I don't speak. No, Swami, it was very good speech. I don't know. It was useless. I don't know. It's okay. You are neither taking credit or discredit. But listen carefully. Why? When the person says it is wonderful, suppose I speak what the person likes to listen, the person says wonderful. A waste. If I speak something which the person doesn't understand, what also is very useless. No. You speak the truth because you are the truth, and everybody else is also the truth. There is no question of somebody not understanding it. He is it. What is there to understand it? That is why even while teaching, you don't teach. While living, you don't live. While helping, you don't help. While helping, you don't help. The ignorant man will interpret as what? See, while helping, he doesn't help. He creates only problem, you know. Person cannot understand the language. Ask yourself, only when you see it, you will know it. While meditating, are you a meditator or meditation? While seeing, touching, tasting, smelling, experiencing something, are you a seer, toucher, tester, smeller, experiencer, or the experience itself, the action? While doing something, are you a doer or akartrutva? No doership, no enjoyership. You are Swatantra. Swatantriyat lava sukhama apnoti. When this freedom you see in your being who you are, that is sukham. Your being who you are is sukham. Your being who you are, Swatantriyat lavate param. Param means that which is no limitations of time, place and objectivity. Your being who you are a timeless, spaceless, objectless existence. Swatantriyat nivrittim gachet. Because of this freedom, being who you are, nivritti, total freedom, withdrawal from everything. Withdrawal means what? In and through with everything, yet in you there is nothing. Swatantriyat paramam padam. And with this, you are in the supreme abode. Which is that? In and through everything. You don't have an abode in a place. You are the abode. You are the place. In you everything exists, yet nothing exists. Swatantra. While speaking, you don't speak. While living, you don't live. While thinking, you don't think. While breathing, you don't breathe. While doing anything, you don't do anything. While not doing anything, you are not doing anything also. Doing, not doing, speaking, not speaking, thinking, not thinking, doesn't influence, doesn't affect your being who you are. Absolutely. Why is it so? Because akartrutvam, abhoktrutvam, swatmano manyate yada. So akartrutvam, abhoktrutvam. I am not a doer, katrutva, bhoktrutva. I am not the enjoyer. While speaking, I don't speak. So what is the question of my giving understanding to people? You understand how fantastic it is? While speaking, I don't speak. So if somebody comes and tells me, Swami, thank you, you gave me such an understanding, I didn't even speak. So what is the question of giving the understanding? If you got it, thank yourself, pat yourself and go. I did not understand. What can I do? I didn't speak. What are you doing? I am just being. While speaking, you are being. While teaching, you are being. While living, you are being. You are being in and through everything in life. Oof. People are living to be, touching to be, teaching to be, doing something in order to be. Whereas, in order to be who you are, you don't have to do anything whatsoever. Then only akartrutva. You are not a doer. Are you getting that point, please? For me being who I am, what should I do? Remember, for the 10th man to be the 10th man, what should he do? For the owner of the mala to be the owner of the mala, what should he do? For the happiness to be happiness, what should he do? To become something you must do. To be something, to become. To become a doctor, to become an engineer, to become poor, to become a renunciate, to become a worshipper, to become a practitioner of a particular activity, to become a mountain climber, to become a swimmer. You must do something. To be, to become a thinker, you must think. To be, I don't do. Therefore there is no sense of enjoyment. What is the enjoyment? Since you don't have a sense of doing, you don't take a credit or discredit. Taking the credit also is an enjoyment. And since you take the credit, you cannot escape discredit. If you enjoyed not taking discredit, that is a credit. it is so subtle. You have to be vahapoha vichakshana. That is why this mind must be as sharp as the razor's edge. To cut other people, first you are seeing yourself complete. Completely you see yourself. There is no such thing. There is no such scale. There is no such mark against which you judge others and have not judged yourself. You have seen it yourself very, very clear. And that is why either you take credit or you take discredit. Oh, I have maintained my body. For whose sake? For your sake or for others' sake? If for your sake, why are you taking pride? If you are doing for others' sake, don't worry, you will be in such a mess, because there will be a time when you can't maintain your body. It will defy you. Think of it. Please. You see for yourself. Neither take credit nor you take discredit. Akartrutva and abhoktrutva. So ask yourself, it's a beautiful line. When you are sitting down for meditation, are you being the meditation or a meditator? If you are a meditator, kartrutva. And therefore, bhoktrutva. Today meditation is very, very successful. What? Meditation successful, unsuccessful? You are meditation. What success and failure there? Akartrutva, abhaktva, swatmano manyate yada. Yada swatmanaha, thus manyate, that person knows. There is no doership, no enjoyership. Tada kshina bhavatyeva samasta chitta vrittaya. So that time, samasta chitta vrittaya kshina bhavanti. That time, all the chitta vrittis, the thoughts, kshina. Kshina means, you know what? It's like a poetic language. Kshina bhavanti, meaning in your ignorance, there was a rush. As the rushing thoughts. Should be, because you are always involved. Here, kshina bhavanti means, it's just like that example I have given you, that's appropriate here. It's just like the screensaver. The screensaver. Screensaver is one or two things going on. Just one or two things going on. Anytime you want, you bring back the computer. It tells you the computer is not asleep. It's up. You don't have to restart. It's already there. Kshina vrittaya means like that. Kshina vritti means just few thoughts here and there. Why? Just to say you are awake. You are conscious. You want to engage yourself in activity? Alright, do something. Can you do this? Okay. Suppose I have nothing to do, I am sitting in one place. Somebody says, can you do this? I can. Okay, I can. Cannot. But not out of any spite or to take a credit. Oh, you are a wonderful person. You know, it's like a Mahadeva. What shall I say? It is just like the ocean. The ocean is roaring in its glory without crossing the border. Here it is borderless ocean of consciousness. Now all the thoughts are moving in, you don't overflow. No thought coming in, you don't dry up. Now all activity is flowing out, you don't take credit. No activity, no discredit. You understand? How beautiful. We had seen that example. Water coming in, the ocean is not overflowing. No water comes in, ocean doesn't dry up. Another example here is, from yourself, tremendous activity is flowing out. No credit, no pride that I am doing all these things, No activity, no emptiness. Full and complete. With action, without it. With thought, without it. Shina Buddha. So, tremendous activity, yet a list of anxiety. No activity, no anxiety. No activity, all inspiration, all exhilaration, all fulfillment. Because your being who you are does not depend upon the actions that are done through you or not through you. It's so beautiful, and that is how every person is. Close your eyes, please. So that is the Swatantrata, the freedom that is yourself, not dependent upon condition of your mind, activities of the body, physical activities, perceptions outside. Now it is dependent upon to see or not to see something, to touch or not to touch, to smell or not to smell, to live or to die. It's totally with yourself as you are. But for others, if the other person feels by seeing something he is happy, if you can help him to that, fine. You don't dismiss or discourage. If the person is interested, you help him to understand who he is. If the person enjoys his bondage, you don't destroy by preaching freedom. The person is like a child, happy with his toys. Don't take out his toys. The other person enjoys his dependence. You have no right to disturb him. But you don't depend. Your sense of being is absolute freedom. And that is how everyone is. Please see these things clearly, and thank you. We shall see tomorrow.